Hello, I'm Jason Wong. I am a realtor broker here in the state of Hawaii. Today, this segment, I want to talk about when a person should consider owning their first residence or first property, I should say. Um, okay, here's the thing. If we have a, I mean, we have a different scenario. Some scenario would be some people they are a little bit more lucky. The parents may be able to help out some of the down payment. So the thing is, to them, they are able to start owning their first piece of property sooner, even though they may not have too much savings in the bank. But majority of the people, when they move to Honolulu, and they have to kind of get everything from scratch. So the thing is, they have to take care of the rental payment, the car payment, the insurance, and also the medical premium, all of those. So all the essential things. So by the time when they kind of look at the bank, with or without the entertainment expense, there's really not that much money can be saved up to call it as a down payment. But if you're in the military or Navy or in the if you're qualified for the federal loan, that's different because the federal loan if you have a decent credit, you may be able to get 100% finance. So the thing is that for veterans, they actually have this very nice public program to help them to get their properties, regardless whether it's this the first property or the second property, or it's not really just applied for the first time acquisition. You can reuse this program when you sell your first one, and then when you buy your next one, then you can reuse the same program over and over, as long as you qualify for all the criteria that's set forth by the program. But in most cases, most people they are not in those category. They are kind of like a regular working class, and they work really hard, and they also try to save some money for down payment. But at the same time, they are not really sure when should they really unplug themselves from being a renter and become an owner. I think if let's say whether you go to college or not, if you're in the working world, and if you work for 3 to 4 years, depends on whether you also have a boyfriend or girlfriend, or domestic partner, or if you do, and if you find you have located someone who is will be your future spouse, I think it will be much faster for your timeline to own the first piece of property, because two people income will be able to kind of help you to jumpstart the savings program for saving a bit more down payment, and also for qualifying for the loan, because one of the person will be the primary uh, borrower, and the other one can be a co-signer. So it also helps to kind of like get the loan application approved easier as well. So with that being said, with it is a two people trying to find the fail first sum, I see some people within less than 3 years time frame, they are able to acquire the very first piece of property. On the other hand, if it's a single person and they've been working and they try to save some money on the side, those people I saw it like 4.5 years, 4.5 years. I think they should be able to save some uh, modest amount of down payment. And again, in some of my earlier segment, I talk about the first home that you own. Do not treat as your first and last home, because the thing is that very likely within 5 years time frame, you probably wants to upgrade your living. So the thing is that doesn't matter um, what that is, just treat as an investment rather than thinking about that as the home that you have to stuck with forever. With that mentality, you'll feel more easy and also less picky about what's available in the marketplace, because you have to understand with that limited budget, you probably don't have too many options, and also you have to look at the location of the property and where you work. So all those elements will be kind of like a deciding factor how many things you can actually pick and also write up an offer on. So don't be too choosy in the beginning for the first home. Just find something modest enough that you're able to pay the mortgage comfortably for the first 5 years with the projection about the future of your current jobs that you are having, and if you feel there's some sort of the stability of your job may get impacted by the seasonal changes, then definitely you really should start looking for a position that will give you more like a more job security, or maybe a job that has the employer can give more benefits, or if it is you're working as a part-time, try to find something as a full-time status. uh, all this will solidify your confidence when you go and look for properties. And so I think for single person, if they want to own their first piece of properties, 4.5 years will be a modest time frame. And with that time frame, then you can divide that many months with the amount of savings that you dedicated set aside on a bank account. So no matter what happens, can never touch that money. Once it's locked in the savings account, just keep it over there. There's a tendency that people after 2 years of savings, then they will be having this temptation of using that fund on one of the vacation, or buying some like I mean, just doing something more like materialistic things. Thinking about you've been saving for 2 years hard enough, and you think it's the reward should be now. And unfortunately, for owning your first home, you do need more than 2 years in order to save up for average working class buyer. Uh, of course, things can change. For example, if you upgrade your education and you end up having, or you get a job promotion, or you get poached by other companies and get promotion. So all this will help to speed up the process about how much you can save for your down payment, and how fast you can get your first piece of property. But I don't want to use the best case scenario here to talk about the typical time frame. I want to use more like a normal time frame that I've seen. 4.5 years will be a modest time frame that should be doable for majority of the people, regardless what people said about the high cost of living in Oahu. There's a way to do it, and the way of doing it is you set the money on the side. Don't look at it, don't touch it, just keep contributing every month, and every one of the dollar that you set aside, it will trickle down and become a big pool of money for your down payment. And at any given point in time, we are able to find something in Oahu that can cater to the budget that you have. Again, do not believe about the median price range. For those, because they are taking a big pool of residential neighborhood to come up with the average. Usually they are more on the upper side, because they are picking more like average to modest neighborhood. What I'm suggesting here is for your first time home, you probably will be buying some neighborhood which is maybe a mixed use neighborhood. Maybe they have some commercial or street mall on the side, so it's not like totally residential, but at least you have a starting base. So every month that you contribute on your mortgage, you are contributing to yourself, not to your landlord mortgage. So that's a big difference for people to start owning the property early in their life rather than later of their life.